For the next Boca build, I'm going to be making a one of those wooden sliding puzzles, except it's going to be made out of cogs. There's a game online that you can watch. It's called CogsHD, and basically you push the different cogs and panels around until you get one gear on one side of the puzzle to move another gear. So this will be a driving gear. There'll be a motor connect to this, and that will drive all of these gears in order to drive the gear on the far right. One of the basic problems that I'm going to have to tackle, as opposed to the virtual game, is the idea that if this is going to be tilted up and you're going to be playing this, you'll have to contend with gravity. Also, as these are just placed here, so as the gears turn, again they're just placed here, you can see they want to kind of push, here we go, they kind of want to push each other away. So as it turns, the gears want to kind of push away from each other. So I have to contend with the forces of the gears pushing away and also with gravity. So that'll be one major difference with the virtual game. So what I've decided to do, and I'm going to try it out, I won't know if it'll work until I do it, is I'm going to place neodymium or rare earth magnets at the center of where each square could potentially go. There'll be wooden panels for 7 of the 16 squares, and one will be open, and then there will be 8 cogs or gears on the other panels, and then you'll slide these around until you can get these to move. So the magnet in the base should allow that when this panel goes over, it kind of snaps to that section. Not too difficult for the user to be able to move to another position, but enough just to keep it set in place. So that's what I'm going to be planning on this next piece. The base will contain the magnets, and then each of these gears, these are just mocked up gears right now, they're clear gears, I'm probably going to make them out of wood or something else later. But later on, what I'll do is I'll have a wooden panel that will be able to slide, and then there will be a Boca bearing attached to that post, which will be attached to that wood, and the gear will simply just spin on top of that. I'll make sure I put a washer and a nut on there, but it should be pretty easy to move. So in order to move these panels, this main post will be attached to the wooden square, and it'll be anchored in there pretty nicely, and in theory you should be able to move that with the post. Since the post will not be moving, the gear will be moving around the post. So I should be able to create a little knob that you can actually move these from square to square then. And then the panels will have a little hole in the middle and you'll be able to push those. So this is a very early design. I've mocked up a couple gears just to get a feel for space and how big things are and how things are going to move, thickness and material, whatnot. I also mocked all this up and drew out the posts, the panels, most everything, and I will show that in another video or in some still shots. So this is the initial design work. We'll have 8 gears, 7 wood panels, 1 square will be open, so you can move these panels around. And at this point, this is just stuff that's mocked up. These will not be the actual parts that I'll be moving, and I will keep you updated.